What's going on, guys? So today's video, I'm going to kind of discuss some of the ships in the game, because right now we have, a really bad thing and another bad thing. Two bad things, actually, because now we don't have a ship raid for one, which actually, you know what? Let me take that back. It could be a good thing or a bad thing. Maybe you guys really hate ships. Maybe you didn't want one. So maybe that could be a good thing. But the other bad thing is that we will get some more ships in GAC. We got that confirmation. I think it was like either last Q&A or another a couple posts ago, that we're gonna get another either ship zone or just more ships in general for GAC. So, how is that gonna work with what we have currently? And I know we're not gonna have a ship raid right anytime soon. They say got postponed or whatever because of this new content they're going to get. But I'm gonna kind of get what I'm talking about in this video and what I'm discussing is really mostly about GAC fleet and ships. So we have probably the two best fleets in the game right now is the Negotiator and the Malevolence. And I would probably say the Finalizer is really dang close to one of those top two spots. It's just missing like another tank or something. But the reason why the Malevolence and the Negotiator are so good is because they can give you some good banner wins. And on top of that, they're really, really consistent and reliable. Very reliable, I would say, for the most part. The Malevolence, especially, you do not need everybody maxed out to beat another maxed out Negotiator. However, when you're fighting some, particular modded, or not modded, but like different particular variations of the Negotiator, you probably want to have a maxed out Malevolence, not just the Malevolence itself, but also, the Vulture and the Hyena. So Malevolence and the Negotiator, we've already gone over this. They're both great ships in the game. We already know how good they are. And then you have like the Radis, which is it can be really good. It has a really interesting and fun kit to it, but we are missing a lot more ships to that entire resistance team. You already go to it. We have what, 3 ships, 4 if you're counting the Radis. We got Poe, we got the Resistance X-wing, and we got Rey. 3, average to mediocre ships. Not really great. I would say Poe and the Falcon are really good. The X-wing is not very good, really at all. Radis is really great, but we're missing a lot to that team. And then you come over here to the First Order. You have Silencer, and you have Silencer, and you have Silencer. I'm just kidding. I mean, Silencer is really good. He just carries his team pretty much. Finalizer and Silencer are really, really good. Really synergistic in the DPS pool of stuff and how much damage they can dish out. And then you have Command Shuttle, which is great, great ship. I think this is another top tier ship, and especially for the First Order. And then you have like the Special Forces TIE Fighter, and you have just the First Order TIE Fighter, and of course you have Hux. So this team, we have like one extra ship than the Resistance. This is already a way better team than the Resistance, because you don't need a whole lot to it, and this can really reliably beat the Akbar fleets with the Falcon, the OG Falcon, and also if you have everything kind of maxed out. Somewhat, I guess you could say. Let's say you're going for the GL Kylo, and you went for some relics on these guys. You can reliably beat, if you have the right turn order and mods and all that sort of stuff, you can reliably beat Negotiator teams as well. This, however, is not going to do too well versus Malevolence because of all the extra critical avoidance. However, they do have advantage with Silencer, but it's probably not going to be enough, though, to kill some of these teams in the Malevolence's lineup. But, those are great ships. Those are ones that we're going to be kind of seeing here down the line. But what we have right now is really not even close to enough to have 2 teams in GAC. What I'm thinking most people will be doing is setting either their Malevolence or the Negotiator on defense with a crappy team, like I would say Endurance, or the Executrix, or heck, even the Radis. The ones I can see people using on offense is probably going to be, Akbar, with either Malevolence or Negotiator. Maybe Finalizer if they have the right characters and stuff built for that. But even then, it is not even close to enough to field 2 teams to either attack for offense and have to save for defense. Not even close. So I'm just so lost right now with their mindset, with not doing a ship raid, and now forcing us to now, in the future at least they say, we're going to have 2 ship zones. I don't know why they're doing this. So I want to try to help you guys find out what really the best kind of recommendations are for this. I still think you're going to have to set either the Malevolence or the Negotiator on defense, one of the two. And then probably have to either, if you have the Finalizer, use the Finalizer, or use the home one for Akbar. When they're saying 2 fleets, in my opinion, they're probably recommending, or not recommending, they're probably saying that for the top, Div 1, maybe even Div 2 players in the game for GAC. So I can see, most people having some of these guys built up. I don't think they're gonna require, 2 fleets for people lower than those divisions for the top 2, but I could be wrong. So what would I recommend? I'm actually forgetting Thrawn as well. Thrawn's a great one as well, but I'm going to probably recommend the Malevolence over the Negotiator for a lot of different reasons. First reason is that Hyena is just so good. Hyena and Vulture are really great ships with this whole First Order. I mean, the Hyena is really good with the Grievous and the gosh dang it, what are they called? The Separatists. Oh my gosh, how am I forgetting that? Separatists, but they're great ships in this team. This is all really great teams. You can counter, like I said, you can mirror match a team with the Malevolence. You can counter Negotiators if you have the right and high enough stars. If you were to go for anybody here, I would really recommend going and saving Malevolence for offense. And if you can, try to place your Negotiator on defense. But if you do that, then if they set another strong team, you have to use 2 strong teams. And I don't think most people would want to use Hyena, or most people would want to use the Negotiator with Malevolence on offense. I don't think so. So I think this is going to be a good team to use on offense. And then you have the Negotiator here with the Galactic Republic. Great team, I would say, for offense and defense. Personally, what I might do, if people have, some of these teams and fleets maxed out, let's just go back to for the Grievous team. If you have that team maxed out, for sure save it. That can counter at least a Negotiator team, right? And if you wanted to, you can save either your Thrawn, your Akbar, or use your Finalizer. And if I were to choose between those 3, Thrawn isn't that great because it requires so much extra characters like a Houndstooth and stuff like that. And the Akbar can be okay, but depending on the level of what they set, it probably won't work for the most part. But then you have the Finalizer, and I'm going to go back to this. I've been going all over the place, recently in the video, but I think that this, if they do what I would think they're going to do, is probably set either the Malevolence or the Negotiator on defense, right? If they set one of those 2, well, you could potentially, if you have them built up correctly, you can beat the Negotiator, and if you save either your Malevolence or Negotiator, you can just counter that. Ideally, you'd want to have the Malevolence be there, and if you do that, you use your Finalizer and your Malevolence to beat that. You can set your now Negotiator on defense, and they have to now counter that. And if you have other teams and their fleets, you can definitely counter that. So within these teams, which ones are the most important? I mean, I've done a video kind of regarding some of the most important fleets and these characters for these fleets. But briefly, TIE Silencer is one of the best for the Finalizer. You don't need everybody here maxed if you want to beat an Akbar with the Falcon in there. You don't need it. You just need some of these guys, the abilities unlocked, and the TIE Silencer built up as well. You can reliably beat Akbar there. And then you come over here to the Malevolence. Like I said, versus this one, this is kind of like you have to kind of play it smart. If you don't have these Vultures and Hyena maxed out like I don't, probably don't want to save these guys for offense if you know they've set the Negotiator on defense all the time. So in that regards, I would probably save Negotiator and then set your Malevolence on defense, which is great as well. It can lose some banners for some people. So in the Malevolence and those teams, I would for sure these are kind of like you need both. I mean, there's really no other way to go about it. Hyena is a great tank. As you get him higher in the 7-star, he's going to be amazing. But you still also need Vulture to do that extra damage to lower the people's HP, and then the Buzzroids can kind of finish them off, I guess you could say. So you kind of need those 2. You really do need those 2 kind of maxed if you want to kind of use that whole team to its best potential in GAC. And then coming over here to this tank here, this is a great tank in the GR faction and just like all around. I think it's way better in the GR, but this is a great ship to kind of save your Houndstooth for. If you wanted to, you can say this on defense, and now you can use your Houndstooth on offense if you wanted to. It's a great ship. I would love to farm it, but as you can see, I'm farming a lot more different stuff at the moment, so I can't. But if you can have access to the ship, set it on offense or defense, whatever you want to do, it's going to be a great replacement for Houndstooth, and it allows you to save Houndstooth for either another defense or offense team, and I think that's the greatest part about him. And, coming down here, you're going to probably maybe even in Div 1, maybe to Div 2, if they're going to have us required, 2 defensive fleets and you have to attack 2. I think a couple low-key, really good ones are going to be Pose, TIE Advance for Vader, and where is he? Extending Blood. These 3 are really ones I would kind of consider saving if you can have them or build them up. Great teams here if you wanted to. Actually, I remember, I don't know if it works anymore, but you can actually... from what I remember, you can use the Thrawn capital ship with Poe, the TIE Silencer, I think, and TIE Fighter pilot, his TIE Fighter, and you can use those three with like a Houndstooth or whatever. You can beat some negotiators and also Akbars pretty reliably for the most part. But if you don't have that capability, you probably are not going to. But there's so many other great ships here, great ships here. I just still don't think we're gonna have enough for GAC in two different fleets, guys. It's gonna be rough. If I were you, this is probably the stupidest video I've ever made. It's so simple, it really is. All you gotta do is just save two good fleets that you know will beat for sure the defense, and then just put whatever you want on, or keep whatever you want on defense. It's not that hard. Like, honestly, just do Malevolence in GK for offense, set Garbage on defense, and that's that. I know it's going to lose you some banners, but you're still going to beat them, and then it's still going to come down to the characters and that kind of stuff there. But if I were you, I would still kind of build up some of these ships. These two ships, Hyena and Vulture, are really great. I would farm these guys first, and then slowly go on the Y-Wing. If you can get those three ships all 7-star, you now have so much flexibility in GAC. It is ridiculous, because now you can either set them for offense or for defense, or use them on offense to counter some negotiators. And for the same thing for the Y-Wing, you can now save that for that team and then keep the Houndstooth with whatever team you want to use him for. It's such a huge advantage, I think, in my opinion. But that's kind of it for this video. I mean, honestly, guys, this is such a stupid and simple video. I just don't know, in my opinion, how they're going to do this with GAC. People are going to really hate doing ships. Ships is not a fun thing and topic. And you know what? I'm going to actually just stop this video now, and I'll see y'all later.